Death. It is the one truth every living being must face, yet it is also the most misunderstood. In Hindu Dharma, death is not the end, it is a transition, and the one who governs this sacred journey is Yamraj, the Lord the keeper of justice and the judge of karma. But Yamraj is not evil, he is not cruel, he does not punish without reason. Today, we will explore who Yamraj truly is, his family, his origins, his marriage, how he became the god of death, and the deeper spiritual meaning behind his role. Yamraj's family and origins. Yamraj, also known as Yama, is the son of Surya, the sun god, and Saranu, a celestial goddess. Because he was born of Surya, Yamraj is also called Vaivasvata Yama. He has a twin sister, Yamuna, the sacred river. This bond is deeply respected in Hindu tradition. Yam Dwitiya, celebrated during Diwali, honors the love between Yamraj and Yamuna. It symbolizes protection from untimely death and blessings for long life. This alone shows something powerful. The god of death is deeply connected to love, family, and protection. How Yamraj became the god of death. Before Yamraj ruled death, death itself had no order. Yamraj was the first mortal to die and reach the realm beyond. Because he walked the path before anyone else, he became its guide. Brahma granted him the role of judge of souls, entrusting him with Dharma, balance and cosmic law. Yamraj does not decide fate randomly. Every soul is judged by karma, actions, intentions, and choices. He records every deed through Chitragupta, his divine scribe. Key belief: Yamraj does not punish, karma does. He only ensures fairness. Chitra and the Book of Karma. Chitragupta maintains detailed records of every soul's life, not just actions, but intentions. A good deed done for ego is weighed differently than a small act done with pure heart. When a soul reaches Yamraj's court, there is no fear for the righteous. This is why Yamraj is also called Dharmaraj, the king of justice. The story of Yamraj and Savitri. Death is inevitable. No prayer, no power, no wealth can stop it. And yet, there is one story in Hindu tradition where even Yamraj, the Lord of Death, paused, not because of force, not because of fear, but because of Dharma, devotion, and unwavering truth. This is the story of Savitri and Satyavan, a story that reminds us that righteousness has a power even death must respect. Savitri, a soul of light. Savitri was the daughter of King Ashwapati, born after years of prayer and devotion. From a young age, she was known not only for her beauty, but for her wisdom, discipline, and spiritual strength. When the time came for marriage, Savitri chose her own path. She selected Satyavan, a kind and noble man living in exile with his blind father, King Dumatsena. But there was a problem. The sage Narada warned her. Satyavan is virtuous, but his life will end exactly 1 year from today. The king begged her to choose another. Savitri refused. Calmly, firmly, she said, "A woman chooses her husband once. My choice is made." The day of destiny. As the foretold day approached, Savitri began a strict vow of fasting, prayer, and silence. On the final day, Satyavan went into the forest to gather wood. Savitri followed him. As the sun began to set, Satyavan suddenly collapsed, weak and breathless. Savitri held him in her arms. And then, Yamraj appeared. Not terrifying, not cruel, calm, silent, inevitable. He gently drew Satyavan's soul from his body and began walking south, the direction of death. Savitri, Follows. Without fear, Savitri followed Yamraj. Yamraj spoke. "Return, Savitri. The living cannot walk this path." But Savitri replied, "Where my husband goes, I must go. This is my Dharma." Impressed by her devotion, Yamraj granted her a boon, anything except her husband's life. Savitri asked, "Restore my father-in-law's kingdom in sight." Granted. She continued walking. Again Yamraj offered another boon. Savitri asked, "May I be blessed with many sons?" Granted. Then Yamraj paused, and he smiled, because Savitri had spoken a truth that could not be undone. Yamraj's realization. Yamraj said, "A virtuous woman cannot bear sons without her husband." Bound by truth and Dharma, Yamraj had no choice. He restored Satyavan's life, not because death was defeated, but because Dharma was upheld. Savitri did not beg. She did not cry. She did not rebel. She simply walked in truth. The deeper meaning. This story is not about escaping death. It teaches us Yamraj is not cruel. Death follows cosmic law. Dharma protects those who live by it. Yamraj is called Dharmaraj for a reason. He honors righteousness, even when it challenges his role. Savitri did not conquer death. She reminded it of its own rules. The story of Savitri and Yamraj reminds us. Devotion is strength. Dharma is protection. Truth bends even the hardest laws. And death is not an enemy. It is a keeper of balance. This is why Yamraj is also called Dharmaraj, the king of justice. Yamraj's form, vehicle and symbols. Yamraj is often depicted as dark-complexioned, clothed in red or black, holding a pasha noose, riding a buffalo. These symbols are often misunderstood. The noose does not torture. It gently separates the soul from the body. The buffalo symbolizes strength and inevitability. Death spares none. His appearance is meant to command respect, not terror. Yamraj's marriage and personal life. Different texts mention different consorts, most commonly Dumurna or Siamala. Unlike other gods, Yamraj lives a life of strict discipline. He is said to be untouched by desire, focused only on duty and cosmic balance. This is why he is respected even by the devas. Yamraj and the soul's journey. Yamraj does not claim the soul forever. After judgment, the soul may be reborn, enter higher lokas, or undergo purification. This aligns with the idea that death is not punishment, it is transition. Across cultures, many speak of wandering spirits, souls unable to move on. These ideas appear in folklore, near-death stories, and spiritual mysteries. If you're curious about that side of the unseen world, we explore it deeply on our Mystery and the Unknown channel in the video on wandering spirits. Note, this is a belief-based exploration separate from devotional teachings. Conclusion: Yamraj is not to be feared. He is to be understood. He reminds us, live truthfully, act with compassion, and respect Dharma, because in the end, we are not judged by wealth or status, only by our karma. Om Yamyanama. Subscribe for more calm, devotional explanations of Hindu Dharma.